Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the 2026 Derby City Classic and Railbirds TV. This is round number 8. I am your host, Scott Frost. Thank you all so much for joining me. As you see on your screen, we've got two world-class players, and I mean world-class players. One is highly underrated in this game, and that is Vann Corteza. He is undefeated. Skyler Woodward does have a lost in the previous round to Devin Poteet. And my friend Kevin Ross calls him Devin Pottit because he doesn't miss much. Anyway, Devin beat Skyler 3-2. This is a race to 3. It'll be alternate break. The first person to make 8 of any ball in their designated pocket will win the rack. Jump cues not allowed. 3-foul rule in effect. And after 3 hours, whoever has the ball lead, if the score is tied, will win the match. And you'll see there how the names switched there. Corteza's pocket to the lower left, which is uncommon. We don't see a lot of guys breaking to the left side for some reason. And that's not going to get a rail. So Skyler will quickly start out owing 1 ball. Now, if they both happen to owe a ball, it will be a wash, meaning they both go back to square. I was touching on Vann Corteza, and I might as well do it here in the beginning. He played John Mora a set for a total of $40,000 at Rail Yard Billiards, Cal Ferguson's room in Louisville, Kentucky. He ended up winning that match pretty handily, I believe. I think John had a lead. Vann come through pretty handily. And this is a great play off of the bottom of the black 8, protecting the cue ball. And it's the same old story time and time again. These great rotation players have now become great one-pocket players, great bank pool players, due to their execution. They just execute so well that they can figure the game out very quickly. And one pocket's become a game more of finding the first shot versus the moving. And this is dangerous, but he's taking a chance on the short side. I'm a little surprised he didn't prolong the game and maybe take a foul in the upper left corner, or even behind the stack, which we typically try to avoid because that's the wrong side of the stack. You don't want to do that normally, but felt like that was a little dangerous there. He was just trying to get lucky. And this is kind of what I was touching on. Really just looking for the first shot. I mean, he can play the 5-1 combination. I believe the 9 plays. It's close. Oh, he can get to the 1, so he doesn't even need to play the combination. So he'll wrap around or stay under the 4. He's going to stay above. Tells me the 9 might play. Otherwise, I feel like maybe being below the 4 would have been a little better. Everybody has different styles when they're running the balls. He's a high cue ball player, meaning he likes to go above center more than he does below center, typically. I just didn't like any of that. The 4 ball went from below, right? And if you go forward, you probably pop something open. Took a big chance there going into the back of the pile, obviously trying to get a look at the 9. The cue ball went forward on him with such high cue ball there. That's a big error early with all those balls open. I guess maybe he didn't see the 4 the way I see it. But it clearly played to the lower left from this right side. Can he get to the 8? Can 2-rail it towards his side and just get the cue ball up to the top rail? He's trying to stun it. I'd rather play the cue ball versus the 8 there. I think the cue ball is much more powerful on the top rail. Even if you get the 8 closer, Skyler can do too much with it. Looks like he's going to go up behind the 14 here. Yes, sir. But I don't know if Vann can bank the 11 towards his pocket. He wouldn't want to make it kind of tuck on top of the 3. If not, maybe go forward here. Looks like you can tuck on top of the 3, kind of just draw in towards the 13. Yeah, and I think that's what he's going to like to do here, unless he's trying to just sweep the 8 out and go up table. Yeah, well done. Really well done. This is nasty. Very nasty. He's so close to the 15. Going to be tough to make a good hit here. He's done well. Skyler's so good in tight areas as well. So now he has the upper hand because there's not another ball to shoot away and keep you on the pile. One thing where the experience might be lacking in Vann's field that we've kind of maybe already saw when he took that chance early instead of taking a foul in the upper left is maybe the foul department. I'm looking right now at the top rail, maybe the right diamond up at the top rail or somewhere around there, kicking 1-2 to the lower right long rail. And just taking a foul. You're not trying to get a good hit on the 8. The scratch is too prevalent. But just taking a foul, and if you can get in behind the 8 or lower, you're good because you've got the 12 as well. I believe that's the 12 down low on the bottom rail. If not, it's the 10. Neither here nor there. You're going to get protection behind the 8 or that stripe. Now, granted, he is over the stack. And the 4 that he should have shot about 2 innings ago is going to hamper his bridge. But I don't think he's got a choice here. You could just take a foul right there and maybe try and better your bridge for the next foul behind the 8. But you know if you're taking a foul there, Skyler's taking one back, and that's kind of why I said that. All right, he's looking to maybe open that up a bit. I think this is highly dangerous. Because Skyler can easily just keep you there in the stack and maybe bank something to his side. I don't think it'll get any better for you from that position. Yeah, I think he's just forced to do this. He doesn't like it, right? Because the speed's going to be difficult. He's elevated over everything. Yeah, he doesn't even want to deal with it. And if that's the case, maybe 2 rails out of the upper left corner, using the left long rail first, then the top rail, into the 3rd lower right long rail, and behind the 8. That's another option to get down to this lower right corner, if it's that bad to bridge. But I think at this point we're going to put him on the clock. Where's the ref? I'm just kidding, there is no clock. But he's trying to figure something out. Actually quite sneaky. I think that Sky can roll up on the 3-6 if he wants. Quite sneaky there. I overlooked one for sure. I mean, you never think that somebody's just going to leave the cue ball bare on the left side. That's something only Vann's going to really notice. See Sky peering at the 11 ball. That's always going to be in the back of your mind anytime you're doing something around the pile, because he has an option to move it now. Just doesn't want to. He wants to be able to do a little bit more. I'm looking at what he is looking at, or I'm trying to look at what he's looking at. Is it the 7 and 4? Boy, does not look like it has a lot of room to get by the 4 ball. It's the old adage, right? You're always looking at something. You're focused on one thing the entire time, then something jumps out at you and you quickly take that. It never seems to work out. And this is pure laziness, really. No reason to touch the 7 ball, just being honest. There's just no reason. He knows it. I've done it a million times. But you can't afford to do that. You've got 4 balls laying right there at minimum. Make it 5 with the 9 and the 8 makeable. And that's the game, right? He's playing for 4, so just no excuse. Just a little bit more right spin, and he's never going to snooker himself or catch the top of the 7 or end up elevated like this. I have lost so many games doing something like that, because now your opponent feels as if he really has nothing to lose. It's kind of like being down 6-0 in a race to 7, and your opponent misses the 9 like hanging in the pocket or follows it in. Well, at that point, you really have nothing to lose, and you can kind of loosen up. I would not be shocked if Sky wins the match from here if Vann doesn't get out or do some real damage from this point forward. And we could always go back and revisit this moment here as to why. Because it changes the momentum, it changes everything in the game. He definitely has a cross bank on the 4. I just don't know. I was going to say he might be able to twist it back, but he's got the 15 where he can come 3 rails for free position on these balls low. He dunks this, he can win. And he just overcut it. It's a very tough hit at that distance, putting so much inside on it. Just don't exactly know how it's going to respond. I'm actually a fan of taking a little bit of that inside off, because the cue ball is still going to track 3 rails. For you folks at home, less is more. Is he looking to 2-rail the 13 here and talk between the 8 and 15? Pretty good hit. Needs a little speed, though. Really nice with a little more pace. But a good cue ball. Protected the 13 as well. I'm surprised Skyler not really looking at the 4 more. Maybe off the bottom of the 15. Yeah, it's a little dangerous. He's probably worried about leaving the 12 cross corner. Pretty passive, but I don't blame him in that situation. He was in a bad spot for leaving something open for Corteza. He still has a two-railer again, though. I believe on the 10 he can check this. He took a look at it. I don't know what he's looking at down low. Is he trying to stay aggressive here with a 4 to -1 ball count? You could, if you're doing something low, just two-rail the 4 out and stick him below the 12. Boy, this is dangerous. Is he trying to cross the 12 and move the 4? It's going to go to Skyler's side. If you're going to be aggressive, it's got to be the 10. Yeah, notice where he's cueing the cue ball. He will go a little bit lower once he contacts it, and this is going to be very close. And that's going to be gone. And that's probably going to cost Woodward game number 1. He went to school on the two-railer on the 13, made his adjustments. He's playing for 3. Yeah, I think you just come all the way out here to the green 6. I would not flirt with trying to bump the 8. Oh my goodness gracious. If in the slow motions, typically the replay is slow motion, but if we could get a normal speed there, you would notice how quick that backswing was. Watch this backswing. You see how short and punchy it was? That final backswing? The brain wants to copy that movement going forward. This is in any sport. You get quick with the golf club back, it's quick forward. The baseball bat, quick back, quick forward. You lose accuracy, you lose touch, you lose speed, you lose it all. Unbelievable that he missed this ball. Probably just focused on the cue ball, I guess. We've all done it. A couple of big chances for Sky, and I think he's left another two-railer on the 6. How many are you going to leave the guy? My goodness, how good does he hit these? It's drifting to the left a bit. But that's going to do some damage. You know, Woodward just continues to leave the two-railer. Tried to tuck him in there behind the 8, I believe. Is he looking at the 15 again and swing the cue ball to the bottom rail? I don't think he can do it. I mean, he can do it, but I think he's going to fram here. He could get to the 6. Just not going for Woodward early in game number 1. Everything kind of gone awry. He knows it. Might not see him make that many mistakes in 4 sets of one pocket, let alone one rack. Vann should feel pretty fortunate to win this game. He hasn't won it yet. Seems like it's been a hard 6 balls to earn. Make that a hard 7 balls to earn, and now what? Is it another two-railer on the 15? He likes to kill it with the inside, so he can check it very well off that top rail. I probably wouldn't shoot it, but I don't know. Maybe I would shoot it. You've got a 7 to -1 ball lead. There's basically 3 out of play with the 14, 3, and 13. And you would hope that you get to 15 close. So I don't really see a great safety. So I think maybe you do shoot at this. It's going to be wide, but the speed's good. He actually hits those quite well. You can count that out of play as well. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like maybe just banking that 1-2 under the 12 if he could and try and stun just below the left diamond here on the long rail. In a tough position regardless. Woodward. And that's kind of an understatement. He's got absolutely nothing aggressive here. Yeah, he could 2-rail the 4 out, just stop the cue ball right there where the 4's at. He could maybe bank the 13 past the 14, but you don't want to risk leaving a cut on the 4. You could 2-rail the 13 out of the upper right corner and draw the cue ball off the left long rail, ending it up in the upper right corner, but that's dangerous. You could scratch in the upper right. Just going to go forward here, which is fine. You just don't want to leave Woodward a kick on the 15. That's what you want to protect. That's why he's elevating now. He's lost it a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. He's got the 4 out of the play, so I think Sky's got to elevate here and just dig to the back of the 15. He's not going to do it. I don't blame him because he's worried about the 8. Surprisingly, a fairly long game. For the score line, I guess I should say. I would not do anything with the 15 here, but maybe just trim off the 13. There's nothing wrong with that, and go to the upper right corner. Just trim off the right side of the 13 and lay up on the right long rail or the top rail. Maybe you'll earn a bank on the 8. Yeah, he did well. He got the 13 into a straight back position, so now Skyler has to guard against the 8, the 13. He's got quite a few issues here. I would actually consider, if you can, kicking this 15 almost towards your pocket. Because at this point, he's going to go forward. I don't think that's where you want to finish. I don't know if it's the end of the world. Okay, is he looking to hold this up? But you don't want to pound this, I don't think. He's hit it great. Okay. He's finally got it done in game number 1. Lee Vann with a 1-0 lead versus Woodward. We are in round number 8. Woodward does have a loss to Devin Poteet in the last round, 3-2. I know I mentioned that. Around 500 players, as usual, here in the One Pocket event. I think around 540 in the bank pool. Skyler typically breaks the balls really well in this environment. What I mean by that is the fresh cloth. He's very good at understanding the inside spin from distance. And there you have a very devastating break. And he puts the cue ball out just a little bit more than your traditional position to where you can kind of get into the cue ball a little bit better. It takes a little more pressure off the second ball, which keeps the corner ball from coming out as much. And that is a very, very good break. Once again, not looking at the foul to the upper rail in behind the 4. It just tells me, I know he doesn't play the game a lot. He's actually fairly friendly with me. He's a great guy, Vann, as well as Sky, of course. But I just don't see the experience there in that department. Look at the stick here. Pretty good effort, a little more pace. Look at the cue ball. Jailhouse rock. Going to be forced to just go up table, unless he wants to try and get back here by the left side pocket. I don't know. Does the 12 not play? Has he looked at the 12? I feel like it's close. Like he could almost spin it in. There's a huge reward. You're going to get position on the 13 or the 9. He's taking a nosy as we speak. He is very good at twisting balls, so I don't know if he can turn that in or not. It's close. Pretty risky trying to get over here by the side pocket, I guess. I feel like Sky might have had the upper hand if he just stays to the top rail. Oh, he played it off the 9. Very fortunate, I feel like, to get a shot at the 9 if we can get another look at that. If he doesn't get the double kiss, watch this. There's a double kiss here on the 9. Yeah, from the cue ball. If he doesn't get that double kiss, he's in big trouble. And I didn't see any future in getting position, so it took a pretty big chance there. Is the 2 and the 3 lined up, 2 to the lower left corner. Oh, and he can get to the right side of the cue ball, which is a huge bonus. Yeah, now he's able to get all the way around if this combination plays, and it does from there for sure. Wow. Something from nowhere. I can't tell if the 3 is going to drop low or if it's going to go high. I really cannot tell. This is the only angle we have to work with. He'd love for it to be dead straight in. Well, it pretty much was, and he was just looking to open something else up. Still got work to do. 15, 7, 11, and 5 are all jumbled up over there. So now he's going to have to smoke the cue ball. 1, 2, 3. I'd like to go the left long rail, the top rail, and just below the 1 down here on the lower right rail. Maybe trickle in behind the 10, 14, 6, and 4. That would be a dream, but a little dangerous. Could go back and forth, meaning up and down, with like a low outside ball here, but I think he's going to go 3. Okay, he's gone back and forth. A little safer this route. Cue ball looks to be good. I clipped the 1 even better. Guaranteed on the 13 now. He'll take it. Playing for 4. Does he have an angle where he can kind of draw back towards the 10? Maybe get a cut on the 14. Yeah, that's what he's looking at. Notice how he starts center, then goes low. Does at times, at least playing this game, and I don't see it as much when he's playing rotation because he's an absolute killer. But he does at times get pretty punchy and quick in the backswing. I think it just has to do with this game and his timing because he doesn't play it a lot. He's acting like this ball might bank. If not, I would consider the 10. Try and tuck him under the 4 and 14. Just consider it. I mean, is the value really there? Is it, if it's tight, is it worth it? He's playing for 3. I don't see how you get 3 more from there unless he thinks he can get steep and cut the 6 by running into the 10. Oh boy. I would really consider coming off the 10 here if it's that tough. Just tucking down below the 14 and 4. Well, he made it happen. Yeah, no, I believe he's very aggressive because he executes so well. You can't fault him. He took a look at the 5-11 combination and just draw back. It's hard to kind of turn it down if it's laying good. Not exactly easy to get safe here. You're just going to chip the 14 up. Are you playing the 6 or are you just doing this? I would not want to hit this with speed because you leave a bank on the 6 easily. Yeah, I really liked what he was looking at there. Is the 10 off the edge of the 1 and just drawing down below the 14. Or buy it. Yes, you're going to leave a bank on the 6. I mean, that's just a little bit wild. And a lack of experience. Woodward should get back in this game. He can go up to the 1 or just stay to the 5 and 15. Yeah, big time chance here from nowhere. Nice shot there, drawn through the 7 to get actually really good on the 11. Literally back in this game where they're each going to need 2, it looks like to me. Is he forced to go to the 1 or can he just come back here to the 7? Stayed good with the angle. Really nice there. Very nice. Notice how he wipes his hand on his pants. Backhand gets a little sweaty. Clean. Very clean. Straight shooter, this young man. Been around the game a long time. Just really started liking one pocket. I think I would say it's been 4 years, maybe 3 or 4 years. He's really started to pick the game up and understand it. You have to like it in order to do that. And it's not for everybody, I get it, but once you start playing it, it's a whole different ball game. Kind of got to force yourself to play it. He's got options here. He can go to the bank on the 8, he can go to the bank on the 10, he can try to pound forward and get behind those two balls in the upper left. I like what he did here. I don't think he got good position, but I like what he did. Keep it simple. Both players playing for 2. A massive error from Corteza, leaving duck soup on the 6 with a 6-0 ball lead. That was pretty weak. Don't know it's going to hurt him, but you want to get the cue ball all the way down. It's so important to play the cue ball in this game. He's got a legitimate chance of turning this in. Again, this is all due to the lazy cue ball. Just being honest, because he had all the room in the world to get down here to the bottom rail. Then that shot is null and void, not available. And Skyler knows, he knows this, but it didn't look like he really had the effort to get the cue ball down. So it was just an error. Does this ball 2-rail around the 8? I think it's dangerous if you catch a piece of the 8. Good night, Irene. You can just bump it up into the corner. Easily overlooked. He's much better off just rolling that up into the top rail, into the corner in front of the 8, versus leaving it in a bank position for Skyler. Yeah, and now he's going to have distance. You can do it again. You can just roll it to the top rail softly and just kind of wedge it up in that corner. You're not trying to get close to making it, even if you leave it on the right long rail. I'm talking about the 12. Or the 10, excuse me. He's going at the 8? Wow. I don't get it at all. I don't get it at all. I really don't get it. Okay, Woodward. Big time look from nowhere once again, for absolutely no reason he should have any type of look at this ball. This ball should have been the ball moved. And he hit it sweet, and I believe, I don't know. I think he's too thin on the 8 here to bank it. But from what it looks like to me, he's got way the upper hand with the balls up table. Did he leave it cross corner? Or straight back to the lower left? I think if you shoot it straight on, because you're so close with with an elevated cue with an inside ball, it's going to shorten up pretty quickly. Is he trying to cross this? You better hit it hard enough to get it down to the bottom rail. Otherwise, you could leave a cross corner very easily. Did hit it hard enough. Really good speed there. Really good speed. Easy to leave a cross corner there. Skyler not thrilled. He's going to live to fight another day, I believe, though. These guys use that shot playing rotation now all the time, especially if it's down on the bottom rail. They got to kick it to get up table and distance. Skyler very comfortable with that shot. he going to trick him into the two-railer here? It's another shot 95% of the one-pocket players are not going to shoot with this angle because you're going to lose the cue ball. It's going to come towards the left side if you level out. And if you don't put left spin on it, then you're just going to leave him some type of cross corner because the cue ball will be out towards the middle. Once again, he's just overlooking just the bunt to the top rail towards the right side. Yeah, he just continues to overlook it. I don't think Skyler going to get a cut out of this. No. He might take on the two-railer, though. Short rail, top rail. Spin the cue ball around. I don't know that he wants to take that chance getting back in this game. Yeah, once again, not a huge fan of it. I feel like it's kind of a freebie two-railer here. You're probably going to play it short. You might not play it at all with a low outside ball, but you can typically hit this with pace. If you happen to hit it good, it's going to go in. Wow. Watch the upper right corner. Yeah, the shot selection just not my style. A little bit different. A little thin to four-rail this. He could almost four-rail it. I feel like you're going to get a hot cue ball, though, because you got to get the pace on this ball. He's got into it really well. Played it long. Very good. Actually pretty close to on the money. Yeah, Levian just does not seem to know any of the moves up table at all, due to lack of experience, of course. But he has played the game, and he is underrated. My goodness. That's not going to have the speed, but if it did, that was big trouble. Very tough cross corner here. You've got to hit it much thinner than you think, and that introduces the lower left corner, also introduces the upper left corner for the scratch. I don't even know that he takes it on, but I feel like it banks. You've just got to catch it paper thin. It's going to fall downward. Oh, he hit it so sweet. Woodward steals game number 2 like a man with a mask. And we got action. 1 game apiece, and that will deliver a little bit of a blow to Corteza in the confidence department. So let's watch for him to be even more aggressive. That's typically what happens when you lose a game like that. Because in his mind, he feels like that was a moving game up table. Even though he didn't do much moving, he feels that way. He feels like he's got way the worst of it. By the looks of it, he does. Woodward breaks the balls better. Woodward banks better. He knows the game much better. Corteza executes maybe a little better. I don't know. He's dangerous because he's aggressive. Maybe Woodward doesn't break better. My gosh. What are they doing? How do they break so well? I get 2 balls open. If I'm lucky. They've got 37 of them by their pocket. Wow. This break is just disaster for anybody. You can see Woodward just like shaking his head like, wow. I don't like it. I like looking at the kick once again, almost just left of the top right diamond, in behind the 2. You're going to leave something here on the 4 if you don't leave him straight in. If he can't make the 2, he's probably done okay. Boy, just taking a quick glance at the 6 and 12 to Skyler's pocket if, leave Vann in go mode. Yeah, so what I was saying here is if Lee Vann decided to just cross the 14 and go up the upper right corner, it looks good on paper. But if the 6-12 are lined up to Skyler's pocket, well, that could cost you the game quickly. And if you can't go to the 14, what do you do with the 4? Yeah, he just does not want to move. He wants to shoot. And this is thinner than it looks. Much thinner. And I don't know that there's any guarantee with position. He's playing the carom. How do you get position there? He's moved everything to Woodward's side. Can you avoid the kiss if you cross the 9? Yeah, he's in kind of a desperate mode, you can see, because there's really no way to get position there. You can't get enough on the cue ball. He's got to avoid the kiss. And he caught the kiss. I mean, he's just in desperado mode. Woodward. We're in January. Christmas just came and went, but he'll take this. And oftentimes with talent like these two, experience doesn't necessarily shine, but it really has in the last 2 racks, especially obviously the last rack. And Skyler gonna pay attention to that. He knows now that he doesn't have to press, nor should he press if he can get the balls up table. Meaning just pick off what you can and then just allow Lee Vann to take these chances. As long as they're not good chances. Playing for 7. No. He was at a funny angle there, tried to beat the 14 on the top side and just didn't get enough juice on it. See the ejection from him, but I would not panic. I would pound this 14 into the back of the 3, send him up table, and stun forward. I'd pound this. I would not hit it softly. I'd stun it. Yeah, wow. Just interesting to me. I would have sweeped up and out and just took your chance there and ripped him up table against Lee Vann after what I saw last game. I would not keep them on his side. Maybe trying to trick Lee Vann and is overlooking the 6-12. I believe that's wired to Sky's pocket. Yeah, he's going to shave off this bottom ball here. It's done okay. Yeah, moving them over a bit more again. I would have considered maybe coming off the bottom of the 12, just slivering it, put him on the bottom rail over here. He's done good, though, to keep Vann off of the 12. These have a very good chance of going up table, though. I just don't see a bright future of anybody doing anything great aggressively. Oh my gosh. This man will shoot at a white flag. I mean, there was nothing there. He's sending the cue ball into open space. Danger, Will Robinson. He kind of raised his hand like he got lucky, and this is why the 6 doesn't pass the 12, so he's forced to cut the 11. A little bit of heat on him here. Pressure. Yeah, and what's next? Like, what would he be able to shoot next if the 6 or the 12 didn't go? So was the 11 even the shot there? I don't know what was next. The 7 didn't go. Obviously, he caught it thick, so he was trying to maybe come back and forth out towards the middle. Crazy match so far. Skyler kind of falling into Vann's style a little bit. And I know how good Sky plays, but we've all done it. I guess all I'm saying there is you didn't have to shoot the 11 because the reward, first off, making it was tough. He was over the 5. It's a pretty steep cut. It was just one of those awkward plays, but you did have options to get out of the position. This is the only real way, from what I'm seeing, is that Corteza can win. Obviously, that's the weapon he's going to use, is his offense. But Skyler, much more seasoned as a player playing this game than Corteza. So when you notice that or recognize that, you've got to slow it down a bit. Otherwise, you're just giving him free looks. Corteza playing for 3. You're playing for 2, and you don't see a mistake coming from here. I wonder if it's going to be tough to see that 11 ball again, but I'm almost certain that Skyler had a way out, like to just push balls up table and leave the cue ball down here in the lower left corner somewhere. And instead, he took that chance. I get it. He's a shot maker, but when you know your opponent can't outmove you, this is crazy. Notice the 6 going to the 11. I mean, all along you're going to disturb those balls, so he got away with murder, and then here's the 11. So maybe it was a bit tougher to get the cue ball down here in the lower left corner, but I feel like he could see the 10 or the 13 or the 3. I think Woodward going to take a quick break. Woodward is back. Interesting, been a really interesting match to call. Not knocking either guy by any means. Just some things implemented in this match so far that were a little bit surprising. I actually think I may have overrated Corteza's experience. But to beat John Mora, a long set, it wasn't a lucky set, it was a long set. To beat him, he had to just not miss anything, right? And take all sorts of chances. Okay, here's a shot that I learned years ago, and it seems crazy, but if the 5 is in such a tough position, I would consider looking at the carom off the 4 into the 13. If it's laying right, if you can shoot it with a high ball, oftentimes it's pretty much wired. I think the cue ball would need to be a bit higher here. It looks like the 13 is just going above the lower left corner. But oftentimes that ball gets pretty much wired, and it looks extremely tough, but it really isn't, and you can grant position from it. And there are ways out of this, but once again, I don't think Lee ain't going to take any type of foul. We've learned that for sure. Watch him prove me wrong. I would be thrilled if he did. Coming off the 1, extremely tough because it's so close to the long rail. Hard to keep the cue ball along that long rail. Down here below, get it down here below the 5. But once again, there's a couple options to get in behind the 5. You can kick to the top rail, to the lower right long rail. You can 3-rail kick it short and come in behind the 5. You don't have, he's looking at the carom now, but the problem is if you can't use a high ball and make that carom, you've got no way of getting position unless you get absolutely lucky. Oh my goodness. He's actually doing it. It's very simple. It's all you got to do. Gets you through an inning most of the time. Here, I know Woodward has something on the 11. Can he turn it back and go forward? That'll work. Good cue ball, I believe. A little different now, taking that foul to the top rail, plus he's already -1. I think you've just got to take your chance and soft kick to the bottom of the 5. I know he can do that, I'm pretty certain anyway. I don't like saying a no. I mean, you might be able to 3-rail kick it short into the back of the 11. I don't know what the line looks like off the 3rd rail with the 6 and 9 the way they are. Is he looking at that line there now, or is he just looking at the 6 and 9? I wouldn't be worried about that. I think he's looking at the 3-rail line now. And he's the only one that's going to know whether he can beat the 6 short. Okay. Coming off the 1 and just going over. Wow. Yeah, it's typically an absolute no-no playing 1 pocket. You're just not going to see a guy do. I thought he was going to come off the top side of the 1 and come around to where like the center diamond is on the upper left long rail, if he could get there, but you just don't see guys do this. Against a good player, you're typically going to get eaten alive. Just really going to get eaten alive. What he did do well is put the 1 in a pretty good position. I keep looking at the 13, like the 13 to the 15 to the 14. Just bring the cue ball up by the left side pocket. Let him bank the 1. Because if you move the 13, it's never going to be a threat. The 4 doesn't go. I would get the cue ball up here to the side pocket. Wow, he didn't shoot it into those balls. So he's playing all cue ball here. I don't hate it. The more I look at it, it makes a lot of sense what he did there. He looks like he is ready to just let something rip. Question is, what? I wouldn't be surprised if he takes a look at the 1, and there is no future. And here he cannot bank or kick off the bottom of the 5. I think the cue ball's too high for that. Wow, is he looking to go through the 15 here? Try and get below the 5. What's the 14 doing? If the 14's going off the bottom of the 12, you're dead. Once again, he could take a foul. Where is the question? Crazy to me. I've never seen anybody do this, playing one pocket to where they're putting them on the wrong side of the pile out in open space. I've just never seen it in my entire career. I've called a lot of one pocket matches. And Lee Vann, you're a good friend of mine, but don't do that. Well, you probably were a good friend of mine. Yeah. Good night, Irene. I believe the 8 goes. Taking a peek at the 11 and the 12. Is there a gap? And I think there is. So I'm pretty sure he can play that combination. He doesn't need to, though. He can use, the 11 and 10. He can use the 12 to tickle one of those open. So what have we learned? We have learned that it's really not a good idea to leave the cue ball in open space on the wrong side of the pile. What is better than that? Taking a foul. If you want to take a foul up against a ball on the wrong side of the pile, there's so much more value. I would rather lose a ball than lose the game. So if you're forced, go ahead and take that foul on the wrong side of the pile, but make sure you're buttered up against something. Don't give them room to shoot it. Open season for Skyler. Don't believe the 4 goes between the 2 and 14, so he's going to have to do something unless the 6 and 9 are wired, and that would be rosy if that's the case. Playing for 5. I believe they are. That makes it even worse for the decisions by Lee Vann. Woodward playing for 2. Quick and painless, Lee Vann. You're going to need a little help here off the break shot. You just kind of felt that this match was going to go to the wire, and it's been a good one for me to call anyway. Yeah, do us a favor, guys. You're on YouTube now. Railbirds TV bringing you all the action, doing everything they can to bring the best content. Hit the notification bell, subscribe, like, share. We greatly appreciate it. But I hope you're enjoying this match. I'm enjoying it. I think it's been a good one to call because we can learn a lot from the mistakes and from the good plays as well. That's the beauty of this game. It's so in-depth. Pretty good break. Not devastating, but pretty good. He's got the 3 in a great position. He's got balls open. Skyler going to trim off this stripe here. He'd love to tuck him. And he's done that. Great shot there. Very important to keep him off that stripe. Now Vann, once again, where is the value? I know I preach on it too much, but you don't have to come off the bottom of the 3 here. You could take a foul towards the center diamond on the top rail or just right of it. Keep distance on Skyler. It will put some pressure on him. I know Skyler would entertain it. But if you're trying to just trim off the 3 and get to the right long rail, I think Sky will get out of the position because you're going to move the 3 quite a bit from the pocket. And I would keep it there. It's working for me. I would rather lose a ball. Yeah, so he's going to move the 3 a little bit here. Oh, he's tickled off the 9. That's okay. I can't argue that. That's pretty darn good right there. Does he have a window to kick the 3, though? No, so he cut him off the 3, so that was very good from Corteza. Pretty good return from Sky as well, I don't know. If Vann can get to the 12. Now it starts to get a little touchy. Do you consider coming off the 7, trying to get him in behind the 12? Really got to protect that 3. Oftentimes, somehow, some way, you seem to leave your opponent a look at that ball. Yeah, so you see what he did with his cue there. He pointed at what he wanted to do. He wanted to kick the top side of the 12, but at that speed, he wanted to kick the top side of the 12 and send the cue ball towards the stack, which is asking a lot. But at that speed, how do you know how much that cue ball is going to bite or grab? Woodward playing for 8. I think he's got the world's fair here. The 7 does go after the 12. The 3 banks all day long. Just stay below it here. Yeah, well done. Really well done. I think now you can generate enough power. I don't know if that's the 1 or the 9. Either one of them. The yellow ball. I think you can generate enough power to pound it off the bottom of the 5 when you shoot the 7. Just waiting for the player on the left side. He's looking at the 3 like that's what's next. I feel obviously something he doesn't like. He's feeling maybe he's a little thinner on the 7 than I think, and he can't get into the yellow ball thick enough to get it off the bottom of the 5. That must be the case. If that's the case, he doesn't want to take a chance and pound drawing this. We'll see. Well, he did pound draw it, but that was kind of why he didn't want to take that chance, because you can end up with nothing. And I believe that's what he's ended up with. Corteza has to feel a little breathing room from there, because it did not look good. And once again, if I'm Woodward, I just really think about my cue ball here. Is he looking to kick behind this? I think you can just send the 3 up towards the 12 and put, kind of like you're crossing it, put the cue ball on the bottom rail. This is much more difficult with the bridge, kicking behind this ball. Well, the blue 2 working for Skyler in a pretty big way. Could shave off the 8, maybe the 11, go to the upper right corner. There's big value there. You just don't want to move those balls so much that something wires up to Skyler's corner. Once again, he's looking at all-out aggression, like he actually looked at the stripe near the left side pocket to cross that back towards the balls. Yeah, this is better than anything if you're going to stay aggressive. Just get the cue ball in the upper right. He's done great there. And that's very important, taking care of your cue ball. This is tricky now, because I don't think Sky can get to the 3. Yeah, I don't even think he can kick to the bottom rail to get to the back of the 3. So this is very tricky, and very touchy if you want to come off the top of the 11. Notice what he did there. Very clever. Absolutely love the shot. Did not take a chance of hitting it a little firmer and selling something out or getting a rail. There's no reason. Yeah, you got to be, and Skyler very aware that the spot ball is now bankable. Which is the 12. So if you get a little too high near the right side pocket, the 3 banks. If you stay too low, the 12 will bank. And I don't see Vann just softly coming off the bottom of the 3, leaving him on the bottom rail, forcing an up-table game, but I think that's the right shot. Because you know you're not going to leave anything real good for Skyler, I believe. And you open the 3 up just a little bit. Just kind of tickle the 3 open and come down to the bottom rail here. It's really all you can do. Trying to press the issue, it's going to be a problem. Or could be. I feel like he's left the bank. Maybe he's left the cue ball low enough to where it's not free. Speaking of Devin Pottit, or Poteet, I believe that is him on the right side of our screen. He just defeated Woodward, as I mentioned, last round. And that is Poteet. Beat Skyler 3-2. Anybody that thinks he can't play, they got something coming. Great player. I kind of been waiting for him for some years now to take a run at the Moscone Cup. He left the bank pretty much straight on. And even if, I can't tell, did he play it off the bottom of 14? Either way, it was still no good getting the cue ball up there like that if you're Lee Vann. Woodward in the driver's seat. Even though these balls, and I think you guys, I don't know if you guys feel the way I do, even though these balls are all on Lee Vann's side, you just feel like Woodward's got a huge edge. Obviously because of the story that's been told over the last 4 games. Coming off the 11 once again and going up to the upper right corner. He's not done this one time. He's looking to force something to his pocket that's not there, that continues to cost him games and opportunities. I guess I have to say it. How did he defeat John Mora in this shot selection department? John, a very savvy player, a great shot maker as well. He had to play real well as far as the shot making is concerned. And I'm touching on Lee Vann there. Because he's just taking so many chances here. And I get it. Maybe this isn't how he plays all the time, but he's shown me that he's really kind of in outer space when it comes to the shot selection. Just does not understand it. See, he's moved the ball away, which is the 6 that was helping him. It was covering the 3 up instead of just shaving off the 11 and going up to the upper right corner. Now you don't have that protection from the green 6. I don't mind it, but you could have done a little bit better just coming off the top of the 11. Yeah, very good. Very good. Nice touch. Great touch, actually. Now these balls are getting in worse positions. What is Lee Vann looking for here? You can feel it. You can see it. It's pretty clear. He does not want these balls going up table. And that's due to that game number 2 that we were touching on, where he just simply overlooked many, many simple shots. And I get it if you don't play the game a lot. He hates to move these up table. Watch out with the 1 off the bottom of the 2. Where's it going? I think he's just got to go with the 1 here. Yeah. And that's good. I mean, that's the first time he sent something up table passively. And a huge benefit to it, really. You've got protection still on everything. And, you're no threat to lose the game. And now nothing goes to Sky's side. I think you can cross the 12 to your side and just go up table. If you want to stay a little aggressive. If not, you've got all types of other options. Is he really looking at the kick from out in center field? I mean, it's hill. Skyler only has a 3-0 ball lead. And these balls are not wired. There's a gap between them for sure. So I don't know. I just think it's a bit ludicrous. Even if he made it, it's just Very low percentage, in my opinion. And where's the position granted? Where's it guaranteed? You're just taking such a big chance at a low percentage possibility. Yeah, and I believe he's just going to cross the 12 over. Well, he's got the point. He's all right. No broken bones there. Yeah, and if I'm Woodward, I'm just thinking about my cue ball. That's all I want to do. And that's what he's done. You can bet your bottom dollar Corteza going to take a whack at that purple 4. Where do you put the cue ball? You better keep it in front of the 8, not past it. So now you got to change your English up, right? You're typically going to shoot this with an inside ball. But if you do that, your cue ball is going up towards the 2 and 1. Easily to sell something out. So now you got to use a bit of a flat ball and avoid the left side pocket. Oh, well, no problem. He absolutely avoided the left side pocket. And I never thought about corner hooking him on the 3. And he's gotten away with one heavily there. Yeah, you can't blame Skyler. I mean, he's going to have ball in hand. On a trick and pony show, I mean, the 2 ball, the 8 ball, the 3, I mean, it all going to go. So it's a little bit dejecting there. Can he get to the 3 at all? Big time swerve here. Danger. Oh, he's done as good as you can do. From that position, there's no question. What about heavily crossing the 3 into the bottom of those 3 stripes and just dragging your cue ball up to the upper right? That would be a low inside ball. I don't see a lot that can go wrong. You don't hit it hard. You're just really playing the cue ball. Kind of like a low inside. You don't have to bank at this 3. It's too dangerous, in my opinion. But a low inside ball looks like it lays real good to bank off these 3 balls. Wow. He has left Woodward straight in. Woodward playing for 5. He just leveled out there. Really had no protection. I guess assumed that he was going to get on the correct side back there, which looked very difficult. Looks like he's going to thump this, maybe. Oh, he's missed the ball. Oh, wow. And gone into these. This was mishit pretty badly. I know he didn't think he was getting the cue ball into those 3. Did he get away with it and leave Corteza in the kiss? It looks like he may have. Yeah, you can notice the cue ball a little below, meaning, or the 12 a little high there. You'd like the 12 to be a little bit lower so he can chip it over. I don't know that you can miss this kiss. let's just say if they were straight into the corner, you might be able to manipulate it, but they're not. The 12 a bit high to the corner. That makes it very difficult to avoid the kiss, and if you had to put extreme insight on it, now you introduce leaving Woodward the 1, potentially, the 2, or the 8. I don't think you can beat this kiss. Yeah. It's amazing, and we've all done it. It's amazing when you know the kiss is there. There's no way out of it, but the brain starts to panic, and it just tells you, I can find a way to beat the kiss. I can find a way, and then, well, you thump it right in the forehead. And then you want to thump yourself right in the forehead. I've done it a few thousand times to finally realize there's just no way to beat that kiss. So you got to do something different. Whether it was kick at that ball, I don't know exactly. Very good. Sky recognizes he's just got to wait him out. Which is dangerous, right? Every time you leave a guy like this some type of opportunity at the table, he's always going to be going at you. Once again, I feel like the right long rail is where you need to be. Just come off the 13 and put him towards that center diamond on the upper right long rail. Or even past it just a little bit is okay. Skyler's not going to cut the 12, I don't believe. No way. It's just all cue ball here. You can't go with the 14, can you? That's just so dangerous, in my opinion. I think you leave the 3, you might leave the 15. You've got big protection coming off the right side of the 13 here. You could come off the 5 if you think you can miss the 2. But I like moving the 13 because then you take the ball away that Skyler can escape with. Now he chose to hit it thin. That's okay. He's done excellent with the cue ball. Yeah, big time protection. The thing is, though, if you leave the cue ball by the right center diamond up there, now it's harder to come off the bottom of something. Or Skyler can chip this over. Doesn't want those to tie up. That did not help his case. He keeps looking at something low. Now you can come off the 5, I believe. Oh, dangerous coming off the 8. You got to catch it real thin. Oof. Is there a kick shot on the 5 here to where you could trickle down? It's just going to trim off the 2. Yeah, but he's glad that's over with. I don't think he ever thought he could flirt with leaving the 4. But he's done great at cutting Lee Vann off of anything upstairs. We know what he's going at here. 2 railing the 14. Yeah, that ball did not check off the top rail at all. Got it a little heavy. Gonna remove the 4 here, I would assume. Yeah, like notice he stunned the cue ball forward. Still going to let Vann see the 4, I believe. And he wanted to keep him off of it. I believe that if he can 2-rail the 4, he's going to take a chance at it. He's looking now if Skyler can cut the 11 to the lower right, and Skyler definitely can. But this has to be hit good. If he hits this thin or catches it too thin, he could lose the game. I don't think it's necessary to shoot. He's caught it thin. Skyler going to go here. 13 helps him. Yeah, the 13 helps him here. He's going to pound this. This is his go-to as well. Levels out a little bit, just a little bit of dig. He's going to bump the 13 over. Big shot here. Absolutely. Playing for 4. Once again, Corteza falls victim to the aggression. Patience is a virtue that Corteza is lacking. Maybe that's why he loves rotation and why he's such a great player in that field. Playing for 4. I think he's fallen perfect here. And you just stay aggressive with the swing and punch in towards the 4. And he squeezed it home, playing for 2. He is a little steep on the 14. Can he come around towards the 5 maybe? Or can he dig enough just to go 1 rail to the top rail? Playing for 2. Now he might even be able to check this and just completely avoid the 5. Playing for 1, Woodward having fun. Just going to check the ball count. Always a good thing to do. How do you play this? Can you elevate and beat the left side, meaning draw in front of it? If not, you might have to roll this ball. Do you scratch off of it? I don't think you can scratch off the 15. No chance. Woodward, a straight shooter. Woodward with a nail biter, but he does move on. Played a very good game that last game. Just outweighted Corteza. And Vann, that's not where he lost the match. Vann has a loss now, and look at, he's trying this kick shot, and he's missed it all the way this time, and that's what he was trying to do. Very tough. Vann has a loss. Woodward has a loss, but they're both going to advance into round number 9. Thank you all once again for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.